What's going on, guys? It's your boy worthyprince coming at ya with another Lords Mobile video, and in today's video we're going to be talking about solo trapping. Yes, if you've clicked on this video today, then that means you're either thinking about building a solo trap or you've got one and maybe you're looking for some tips to kind of adjust your solo trap to make it a little bit stronger. Well, you come to the right place. We're going to be diving into my solo trap today, giving you a very brief overview, a very short video today to give you a one-stop shop video to click on and save in your playlists, so that if you ever need some tips or advice on how to build your solo trap up so you can absolutely annihilate your enemies, then this is the one to watch. So let's dive straight in. Before we do, smash the like button, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done that already, and let's get it. So I did do this on live stream a while ago, and we updated my solo trap, and you know, we went through it all, and yeah, loads of you saw it, but there's a bunch of you that didn't, and I wanted this little one-stop reference guide for you guys. So here we go. So with regards to the comps have evolved over the last 6-7 years with solo trapping. Of course, you have to always adjust as stats get more and more and more. So what we done recently on my solo trap is we unlocked tier 4. It was very controversial, but at 268 million might respectively, I still am fairly low and definitely in that solo range now. I mean, it wasn't how it used to be. Solo traps back in the day were like 50-60 mil might, but like now you need to be a bit higher. The 268 mil is a nice range. I think anything under 300 is kind of okay for a solo trap, but yeah, 268, that's where we're at right now. So I did unlock tier 4, and if we take a look at the comp first, because I know that's what a lot of you are going to want to see, this is how I've set up my comp. Now you can see, let's go down to tier 1. Obviously there's not much down here. We've got 150,000 ballistas just to basically protect us from pirates. That's literally all that's for. Going up to the tier 2, you can see the way I've set this one up is I've decided to go with gone with the gladiators and the reptilian riders, bringing up the bulk of my troops. So we're going to be going, as you can see, 3.5 million tier 2 gladiators and 3.6 million tier 2 reptilian riders. Okay, and no sharpshooters. That's because my front line doesn't consist of sharpshooters. We're running the tier 3 front line, and it's quite a thick front line. 3.5 million tier 3 range troops on the front line, so we're using that stronger tier troop to be our front line, which troops are going to come into. Also notice that I have slightly more cav than I do infantry on tier 2. Now I will take that cav up to about 3.8 million, so my might will increase a little bit more. And the reason we do that is because the worst hit, the absolute worst hit my solo trap can take is an infantry blast. Now, am I scared of it? Not really. I've done it with my main account. I know I'm not the strongest infantry blast in the game, but I mean, it's up there and it capped me no problem. So I know it's not, I know I haven't got to worry about it, but the reason why I want the cav up is because of the familiar damage. The familiars will always attack the highest number of troops in a squad, and if infantry is the worst thing I want to receive, then I kind of want the infantry familiar damage to hit the cavalry where it won't do quite as much damage. So that's why I always try and offset my cav a little bit to my infantry. Okay, so let's just go down again. You can see here we've got the range of the front line, and then we opened up tier 4. Now, did I go crazy with tier 4? No, there's absolutely no need to on a solo trap. I didn't even need to unlock the tier 4 range. You don't need to unlock the tier 4. That is your front line. So maybe you decided not to go range. Maybe you've gone for an infantry front, and therefore you're building tier 2 range and tier 2 cav, no tier 2 infantry, and you've got a big tier 3 infantry front line. Then you wouldn't need to open up the tier 4 infantry. You'd open up the tier 4 range and cav. Why don't we open up the tier 4 range? Because it's the front line. They're just going to, the tier 3 front line here is going to get in the way of the tier 4. And most importantly, if someone hits me with a cav solo, I mean, I don't need those range to help me in the tier 4 side of things. A cav solo comes in against that range front line, the cav's going to die very quickly. So I don't need to worry about the tier 4 range at all. Instead, we unlock the tier 4 infantry and tier 4 cav, and we put about just over 300,000 here of each of those tier 4s. And the difference in the defense, the results I get from putting those tier 4s in is insanely good. So it works really, really well. There's no need or even want to be thinking about tier 5 at this point, because the might would go up too much just unlocking it in the research. But that's how we're looking. 11.7 million troops now, and it caps beautifully, which is really nice. Now that's how the troops work. That's how I've got that set up. Of course, the rest of the account, you can see level 25 infirms, nothing down here, so we're trying to minimize as much might as possible. We're going to take a look at the heroes very quickly. You can see I haven't hired everybody. I've left them sitting there. I don't want the extra might, and I've been thinking about this from the start, so I didn't want to do that. Unlocked a prima donna here and leveled up to blue just to help with hero stages, so I could get to medals and stuff. But you can see here I pretty much have just 5 heroes at gold grade, and you'll also notice that they are not all rank 8 either, because I don't want to make that step up for the extra might. I want to keep that might as low as possible. And again, rank 7 doesn't affect the ability of this hero in battle. You can see I'm still going to be getting the stats you get from a maxed out Rose Knight. The only thing that the rank actually has any bearing on is to do with like the stats you get here, to do with like hero chapters and things like that. Also, I think it's to do with the command. So I think like the higher rank you have, the bigger command you have on the actual hero itself. You see this command here, 6,000, that goes up to, I think, was it 10,000? I think if you get to rank 8, just means you could put more troops in your march when you're attacking or marching towards a tile or something. I don't do any of that when I'm running my solo traps, so there's really no need to worry about it. But what I do is keep Oathkeeper at rank 8, because I want to have this hero on display. I don't want to be showing a rank 7 hero on display, because that makes it look a little bit too sus. So I normally have my Oathkeeper on display at rank 8 as my lead, and then, you know, that way I don't look suspicious. The rest of my heroes though rank 7, just to keep the might down. So you always got to think about that, how you can kind of minimize the might as much as possible. Jumping over to the research building, again, tier 4's open, monster hunt done to the very low level, just to level 2, just to initially help me when I was building the account up. Defense not touched apart from 1 for spikes. I've done spikes, and the reason I've done spikes is because before I built my troop comp up, you need to think about this when you're building a solo trap. Yeah, if you look at someone's stats, if you go over to their stats and take a look at their like their stats over here, and go down and you see they've got like traps lost. Where's the traps lost? I've got no might on my traps right now. Where's my, there we go, traps lost. You look at someone's stats when you're thinking about attacking them and you see they've got like traps lost 0. It's like a huge red flag that, oh man, they've not built any traps at all, which means they must be a purpose-built trap. But most people that have 0 traps lost are a trap. 9 times out of 10 anyway. So yeah, I built 1 little tier 1 traps in my research just so I could build some and have someone hit me. So I could basically just get some traps lost on my account, so I don't have that red flag flying up the moment someone looks at my stats. And I see too many traps in this game doing that, and it's just like an instant red flag that you are a trap. So always build, like, do 1 bit of research here and get your traps done. Get like knock out some traps so you can look less suspicious, right? Economy's also done because obviously I've unlocked tier 4. And then down here, not much is really done. I mean, military command, I've done what I needed to do to get to breakthrough, just so I can get some mythic gear upgrades. Army leadership, I went down and unlocked the range wedge. That's a massive part of how this trap works, by the way. So yes, I run a tier 3 front line, but I run it in a wedge as opposed to a phalanx. Because look, going in range phalanx, okay, and taking an infantry blast solo is a big difference. Taking that infantry solo on range phalanx than taking it on range wedge. If someone really strong does actually hit me and manage somehow to wipe out 2 of those range squads, when the retarget happens, the cavalry's right up there with the range, so at least they're going to be retargeting onto cavalry to give me more of a chance of surviving. If I get hit with an infantry blast with range phalanx, man, those infantry are going to keep pounding at that range until it's all dead, and you don't want that. So I guess in a way, range wedge is my insurance policy that if I do get hit with a massive infantry blast, or maybe 2, you know, it's not going to be as devastating as what it would be in a phalanx. So yeah, range wedge, absolutely essential. Again, if you're doing infantry front, I would definitely take a bit of might down here and come down and get the infantry wedge. It just works better in my opinion. It's less risk. Okay, so there we go, that's good. And then we're going over to upgrade military. You can see I've done a little bit of the subsidies. I didn't touch none of the tier 4. I really just done enough to get down to open up quick swap. That's really it. Quick swap is all I was really interested getting down here. And then we go over to the defenses, of course, nothing, and then nothing down here at all, I don't think. Familiars, I mean, pack 3, don't need pack 4. Familiars for a solo trap, nothing on familiar battles. other than, oh, familiar slot 2. Oh, familiar slot 2 and 3. Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, we got the 3 slots open. So 3 familiar slots open for our wall. Sigils. I started dabbling with this and then realized it was just not enough gain for the amount of might I was getting. So yeah, that slowly got wiped out. Wonder battles, no. And of course, tier 5, no. And nothing on advanced wonder tree here. So that's kind of how that works. Familiars, I'll just show you in the wall very quickly, guys. This is how I have it set up for range. The 2 most important ones, Aquarius and Evil Weevil, and the Spirit Sacrifice is what I use, because you only have to lose 5% of your troops to activate a HP boost and attack boost for my front line. I was using long shot to start with, and sometimes it does activate, but you still need to lose 10% of your range troops. That's quite a lot of my front line to go down before this thing even activates once, and I think these ones are much better. You can use the infantry version, which I think is the Mole Shaman, I think. I'll just double check it. I think it's the Mole Shaman if you're doing the infantry front line. Notice I haven't mentioned cavalry front line at all. Yeah, don't do that. That's just asking for trouble. Yeah, so infantry attack one here is the equivalent with Mole Shaman. So you could use that one if you're doing an infantry front. So that's how the familiars are looking over there, looking pretty good. If we take a look at the artifacts, I've done some, I've unlocked a few. I mean, don't be scared to unlock your artifacts and level some of the good ones up. Just make sure when you're doing it, you're not upgrading stuff with Battle Fury. Make sure you're upgrading stuff which is just with your leader or straight up attack and HP, because you ain't going to get in Battle Fury as a solo trap. At least you shouldn't be. So yeah, I've been working on a few of these. I just got the Prophetic Monolith open today, so that was some extra stats. So that was kind of welcome. So very, very nice indeed. And really the last thing I need to show you here is just really like the gear. You don't need to spend tons of money on your solo trap to make a good solo trap. Here is my gear right now. You can see I've got a fake set, which is this, and then I jump over to trap. Boom. Now, yes, I am full gold jewels, and no, I didn't buy packs to do it. And yes, it did take a long time to do it, just with guild coins and stuff. It's just something you have to continuously grind and work on. Champion jewels, don't even think about it on a solo trap. But as far as the jewels go, all gold jewels, inf range cav in every single piece. And I am going to be changing out the Dragon Fist for the Winter Mitts. Unfortunately, I don't quite have enough ultra rares to upgrade it yet. I've got 3 bells out of 4. I'm really close actually to getting my next to getting it done, so we will get that done eventually. So for now I'm just using the Dragon Fist for the moment, but that will be switched out. As far as my stats go, the stats are pretty solid for a 268 million might account with this gear and everything. Let's take a look at the stats. We'll go down and show you what I'm running, and you can see here 487 on infantry, 495 on range, and 522 on cavalry. So that cavalry stat will drop down a little bit, although saying that, it's kind of nice having the extra cav attack, considering that infantry is going to be my biggest counter, and having those extra cavalry attack stats is kind of good, but HP is key. So I do think that those mitts might be better. I'll definitely be doing some more testing with regards to my solo trap and how it all works with the comp and stuff. But yeah, I think mitts overall will be the better option. So that's how I'm looking there on my attacks. We can take a look at my HP and stuff. I'm over 400 army HP, so 409 and 167% army attack. Obviously that army attack can increase if I was to go ahead and activate my altar, which is not active, so I'd make sure I'd go and activate this before I do any kind of solo trapping. And the last thing, of course, is if I do get a prisoner. So once you cap that first person, heal, and you've got that extra 30% army attack, so I'm ready for the next attack that's coming in. As far as my castle skins go, you can see here I did unlock some of the promotional ones, and I did work on one castle skin that I was trying to level up. I got it to 4 stars by doing 2% gambles. It is what it is. You know, it's not a big deal having a few castle stars on your castle. I think anything that's like, don't make it look too obvious that you're a trap, you know. But yeah, 268 million might, really nice solid comp. The tier 4 works a treat. And you can see from my gear's working really well. I got really nice stats across the account. It's not going to happen overnight. That's the most important thing to realize, guys. It's not going to happen overnight. You will have to grind at this to get there, but just stick with it. And again, just do your best and try and get yourself into an active guild. As so many people ask me, like, how do I do this? How do I do this? Get yourself into an active guild if you're not in one. You know, use those guild gifts. Make sure you're monster hunting on the regular. Come in every day and do your dailies. And it might take a little while for you to get the stats up to that kind of level, because them gold jewels are a real grind to get done. But I mean, just looking at the gear I've got here, guys, you can see I'm not rocking insane gear. I mean, I've got some gold pieces, some purple pieces, a couple of mythic pieces, which aren't too bad to level up. This isn't like heavy gear I got on right now. You know, so yeah, it's definitely doable 100% for most of you to push some gear like that. Okay, but yeah, that's basically how that solo trap is set up right now. And hopefully this acts as a very quick guide for you to just jump in if you need to look at the comp, or you know, the formations research, hero lineup, familiars, that kind of stuff. All that information is here for you. If you enjoyed this video and you felt it was informative, don't forget to smash the like button. Guys, I'll be doing another one of these for the rally trap as well. And as you can see, new updates available. Tap confirm to download. Oh no. I guess we'll find out what that is in a bit. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll catch you on the next one. Stay safe and, of course, peace out.